All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to Wrestling Go Friday Night. Yes, we made it to Friday. Give me 1 second, though. Okay, that's better. Yeah, looked like my little mic stand was about to fall over there, so I had tightened it up a little bit. Anyway, how's everybody going this evening? Like I said, this is Wrestling Go Friday Night, where we talk about the glory days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real. Because damn it, it is still real to us. And don't get any ideas. Got to put the chappy stick on. I don't know why. My lips been so, I guess because of cold weather and all. Okay. Which way? Here. Now we're good to go. We are good to go. So anyway, yes. What's up, Joe King? How's it going? Speaking of my little tagline for the show, I went on High Spots, or the video where the full Q&A where they with Jim Cornette, Terry Funk, and I think it was Harley Race as well, where the guy got up and said, it's still real to me, damn it, So I've asked if I can use that clip for my intro, so we shall see what happens. But anyway, hopefully I get an answer, response or something. A yes or no. I mean, if it's no, understandable. They're gonna charge me again. Understandable. Gosh, I look tired. I look crooked. Okay. That should be better. Anyway, so how's everybody doing this Friday? Hopefully everybody's ready for round 2. Supposedly here in Georgia we're supposed to get maybe 2 inches of snow. Supposed to start around maybe somewhere between 3 to 5 a.m. Then snow into the morning, and then I'm not I really ain't checked the weather and see what the hour by hour is going to be, but I'm pretty sure at least by Sunday it's going to be gone. Maybe late Saturday afternoon it might be gone. Possibly around, maybe noonish. Who knows? But the grocery store wasn't as bad as last week. I mean, there was one lady in front of me. She had family, of course. So she had a buggy full of this normal wheat groceries and stuff like that. But it wasn't the two buggies, full of shit. Oh, that's always fun. Anyway, still though, let's give a toast to all those hard-working men and women who worked hard all week. Hopefully they don't get snowed in too bad. Or if they do, hopefully they got some ATVs and stuff like that to have some fun. Let's crack open a cold one here. This week, doing something a little different. Okay, I don't get any money for this. They're not paying me to advertise it, but they're not paying me to advertise it. But trying this Modelo. People said it's pretty good. I ain't tried it before. So going to check it out. Let's see how it is. So, like I said, cheers to all those hardworking men and women who worked hard all week and who are working hard this week. We appreciate you all. So, cheers. Also, hey, the chat, before I do take a swig, the chat is open. I am live in living color. So, if you're out there watching this live, hey, let us know what you think about stuff. Let us know you're safe. Also, if you're whatever you're drinking, whether it be adult beverage, juice box, water, sweet tea. Okay, if you're drinking iced tea, it's not the same. Only kidding. If you're drinking iced tea, let us know. We like everybody. So anyway, cheers to all you folks. Sucks. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe it was a bit colder. I thought it. Nah, sucks. So yes, if you have any, also, I mean, speaking of beverages and stuff like that, if you have any kind of ugh, I don't know. It's just I might try another one because I just got this when I got home. It's been in the refrigerator. Maybe it's just not cold enough. I don't know. It has some kind of smell to it. But anyway, if anybody who and this okay, let me go ahead and say it too. I'm not like a everyday beer drinker, beer snob, or anything like that. But if you have good recommendations for beer, whiskey, or something like that, tequila, let me know, and I will. I'll try some. But yeah, I'm not an everyday drinker, so I mean maybe if I was an everyday drinker, I might appreciate the taste. But or one of these people who, how can I say this? Probably got more taste for beer and who are a little more judgmental of the taste. Maybe they like it. I heard it's like one of the best selling beers, but not this guy. Also, I'll go ahead and tell y'all right now, if I got to put a piece of fruit in the beer to make it taste better, then that's not for me either. So yeah, in other words, I've tried Corona. Wasn't impressed because long story short, went to a New Year's Eve party, open bars. You know, female I was dating at the time company had a Christmas party, and oh my God, ugh. So open bar, of course, nice big tab, and the only thing they had left to drink was Corona. Like, okay, I'll take one. Do you want I think lemon or lime in it? I'm like, no. You sure? Yeah. Can you tell by the way I talk I don't put fruit in my beer? I shouldn't need it. It's like if you go to a high-end steak restaurant like Ruth's Chris, you don't put steak sauce on that. So yeah, putting steak sauce on A1 or Heinz 57 whatever on a Ruth's Chris steak at one of their restaurants, it's like putting fruit in beer. Shit, need it. Don't need it. So yes, so I tried it and it was nasty. Just ugh. And when I tell people the story, they're like, "Well, did you put lemon in it? Did you put lime in it?" I'm like, "No." "Oh, that's the reason it sucked." It's like, "Oh, you gotta put the fruit in the beer for it to taste good?" Then that's not for me. Not for me. Nope. Nope. But I don't know, something. I mean, I appreciate the nice, fancy looking bottle and everything, but something about the smell of it too. Just, I don't know. Ugh. Okay. I think it's just. I mean, if you're a usual Modelo drinker, it's got a smell to it. I think that's what's throwing me off. Is the smell. Okay, the taste is not that good either. Anyway, cheers. Here we go. Water almost never fails, except for Dasani. Ugh. Wish I had some sweet tea now. Wish I had some whiskey now. But yeah, yeah, that's not for me. Anyway, back to let's talk about wrestling. Of course, today is January 30th, and we start off every Friday talking about the history of professional wrestling, particularly today in wrestling history. We also have a pretty cool watch along during the, I guess, round one of the Ice Storm last weekend. I was watching some Memphis wrestling and I came across this. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to watch it now. I'll save it for Friday, and that's what I did. So hopefully everybody will enjoy that. Other than that, let's talk about what happened today in wrestling history. Get my notes here, and here we go. Bam. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. All right. On this day in 1974, Jumbo Tsuruta loses his first Japanese match to NWA World Champion Jack Briscoe, with attendance being 10,500. On this day in 1976, Dusty Rhodes defeated the Spoiler, real name Don Jardine, for the NWA Georgia title in Atlanta. I strongly recommend watching some Spoiler. I dig some Spoiler. I mean, big guy, almost, and I know Buzz Sawyer did a little bit, but didn't the Spoiler also work with The Undertaker a little bit? But anyway, if you ever see, Mark Calloway or when he was Mean Mark Callis or Master of Pain, and then later on the Undertaker, he would walk the ropes. I mean, at one time he would walk the ropes and deliver a elbow drop, not the old school where he, had somebody's hand and did the back forearm or whatever, or single axe smash or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of that came from Don Jardine, the spoiler. Like I said, if you can find some video, check it out. Dude was pretty good, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. All right. On this date in 1976, in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Mid-South Coliseum, Southern champion Jerry the King Lawler defeated Mr. Wrestling Dick Steinborn. No, this wasn't Johnny Walker or I forgot his name already. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. I can't believe I forgot his name. I should. I'll figure it out when I'll blame the bad beer. Tim Woods. Before I even typed it up. Tim Woods. No, this wasn't Tim Woods or Johnny Walker. It was Dick Steinborn playing the part of Mr. Wrestling. On this date in 1983, Rockstar Spud was born. So, yes, happy birthday to Rockstar Spud. Let's see. Yes. Remember him mostly from TNA, being kind of the jester, I guess, of EC3. Then he went to WWE. Don't remember much of his. I think he was a multi-time 24/7 champion. I think he had an angle with somebody, but I was kind of like in and out in the watching WWE at that time. But yeah, I remember him mostly from TNA. Also celebrating a birthday today is Junior Dos Santos. He's celebrating a birthday today. He was born on this date in 1984. On this date in 1988, the World Wrestling Council in San Juan, Puerto Rico, at the Roberto Clemente Stadium, drawing 25,000 people. That's a lot of people, folks. Abdullah the Butcher defeated Mikael Perez. Oh, my bad. I don't know why I put Carlos Colon on there. My bad, folks. Anyway, Abdullah the Butcher defeated Mikael Perez to win the World Wrestling Council North American Championship. And on this date in 1991, Clash of the Champions, presented by WCW in Gainesville, Georgia, at the Georgia Mountain Center, drawing 2,200 people. They call this a Dixie Dynamite. How they would name their class of champions. So this was, Dixie Dynamite. We had Sting and Lex Luger defeat Doom, who were the World Tag Team Champions at the time, by disqualification. WCW TV Champion Tom Zink. Yes, Tom Zink was actually a television champion. They kind of built him up pretty good. Had this, great hot winning streak going. Then finally had a match with Arn Anderson. Defeated Arn Anderson clean. No interference or anything. Became the TV champion, but didn't last long. He wound up dropping it back to Arn Anderson. But on this day, he defeated Bobby Eaton by pinfall, I do believe. He was using a top rope drop kick at the time, so I think that's what he used to defeat Bobby Eaton. I do remember watching this. The Fabulous Freebirds, Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes, defeated Tommy Rich and Alan Iron Eagle. Sid Vicious killed Joey Mag. Oh, sorry. Destroyed Joey Mags. Yes, Sid Vicious was a monster. They built him up as a monster, and Joey Mags was just another victim. And what was a solid match, I do recall. Terry Taylor defeated Ricky Morton. Ranger Ross, Aquith, Georgia's own Ranger Ross, defeated El Cubano. Ranger Ross started in Jody Hamilton's Deep South Wrestling. Then did some shots for Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia. Then got signed by, I think it was still NWA at the time, but at this time they had switched the names to WCW. Brian Pillman defeated Buddy Lee Parker. Oops. Arn Anderson and Barry Windham defeated Chris and Mark Youngblood from of Puerto Rican heritage. I like this, taking a jab at that. And the most memorable part of this clash was this right here. Missy Hite defeated Paul E. Dangerously in an arm wrestling match. She had a, let's say, not really too revealing. She had a spandex workout outfit on, but it showed her assets. And if you see Paulie's face right there, he's that's a face of wow. Those are impressive. And that's pretty much how he lost. And in the main event of that Clash of Champions, whoops, come here. It was WCW World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair winning Broadway with Scott Steiner. This a little side note here. This match caused hard feelings between Scott Steiner and Ric Flair for years to come. Steiner felt like Flair held him back in the match and preventing it from being as good as a match it should have been. Most pro wrestling newsletters at the time agreed that this was at best an average match. So take it for what it's worth. So when later on, of course, in the height or starting to dip a little bit of WCW, and Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump at the time, or doing the Big Papa Pump persona, he delivered some promos to Ric Flair, some shoot promos, and basically supposedly this is where it all started, because I know when Bill Watts was there, he was wanting to break up the Steiners and go with Scott, let him turn heel on his brother Rick. Scott didn't want to do it at the time, and so they were at the time, one of the top tag teams in the world, probably in history. You got to put them somewhere in that top 10. You legitimately got to put them in that top 10 at least, best tag teams ever in professional wrestling. But they were loyal, of course. Brothers are loyal, and then of course, like I said, what was it? Probably 8 years later, they decided to turn Scott heel against Rick and push Scott as a main eventer. Too bad it was kind of the dying days of WCW. Because a couple of people mentioned this in their shooting reviews, and I kind of agree with it. Should have kept Goldberg being Goldberg. and built up Scott Steiner. Then had the match between Goldberg and Scott Steiner, and have Scott be the guy. But Kevin Nash decided otherwise. He's like, no, I'm going to face him at Starrcade. My buddy's going to zap him with a cattle prod, and I'm going to pin him after a jackknife. Joe Key, late 80s, early 90s were legit. Gosh. I mean, you had Steiners, Road Warriors, the Midnight Rockers, Midnight Express, even in 91. I mean, well, yeah, you said 80s, so Rock and Roll Express, British Bulldogs, and some of the tag teams that don't get mentioned enough, like the Nightmares, the Rougeos, the Killer Bees. I thought they were a decent tag team. As far as heel tag teams, Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden was a good tag team. Can't forget about the Monkeys. Gotta have the Monkeys. Because, god dang, the Monkeys made a lot of tag teams look good. And I remember watching their shoot interview, if I remember correctly. They said they were the first to take the Road Warriors Doomsday device. Like, I forgot, it was either Randy or Bill who was up on the shoulders, and he said, yeah, just flip me over, I'll be fine. Oh, brother. It looked devastating, it looked good. Oh, excuse me. But, hey, speak fondly of, like, especially in those days, man, tag team wrestling was on fire. I mean, don't let me forget Demolition. Demolition was good. Now, unfortunately, they didn't stick around long enough because Tom Zink got mad and left. But the Can-Am connection, Rick Martel and Tom Zink, they were decent. They was getting that push. Then when Tom Zink left, he got replaced by Tito Santana. Who else was a very good tag team at that time? Heart Foundation. Can't forget Heart Foundation. But yeah, a lot of 80s, 90s, a lot of good tag teams. I mean, by far, I think. I mean, I almost want to say the last, like, I don't want to say that. Like the late 90s, the Eliminators. The Eliminators were a kick-ass tag team, I thought. Yeah, it was Fall Brawl 2000, but that Goldberg done got beat. What's the saying? The balloon was already off the rose. Is that how you say it? Is that the right saying? Yeah, Goldberg done been deflowered, got beat at that time, and I think didn't he turn heel or something like that for a cup of coffee? Oh, but oh gosh, ugh. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not going to shit on Goldberg, but let's face it. I mean, Rick too. Scott was, and Rick and Scott both legitimate badasses. I believe I'll mention again Ole Anderson's book. I think talked about it. He was trying to build up Road Warriors versus Steiners. So he had them have a match. And I guess the Road Warriors were not quite cooperating. So, and let's not forget Rick and Scott, collegiate wrestlers in Michigan, University of Michigan. Sorry, Road Warriors fans, but the Steiners are getting the best of them. They weren't cooperating, and they had to resort to wrestling, taking them down, shooting on them, stretching them. And then after that, it's like, all right, this could have made both of you teams a lot of money, but no, you guys want to work together, so. Yes, it is. It's actually, I think, from the original TV taping. But I guess, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because that's actually the end of the Today in Wrestling History. So, as you folks want to get ready, let me boom. Let me get the link right here. So yes, like I said, CWA TV, the WMC version. Yes, it is an hour 29 minutes. But it's Memphis. They're gonna have a lot of shit going on, so it might not feel that long. I got the link in the chat here. Let's take a short commercial break and let me know when y'all ready. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. Alrighty then. Let's see that. Oh. Alrighty then. I think we're about ready. Joe King, I've been ready. Been looking for this one all day. Well, let's freaking go. How y'all folks doing? So I'm gonna do a countdown. When I get to 0, push play, all that good stuff. You know what to do. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. Okay, gotta make sure this sound's not going through on the mic. Uh-oh. There's old Tracy Smothers. Southern Boys, that's another good tag team. Hey, they like the intro, they played it twice. And actually, that intro, okay, when I first did this, I don't know if anybody remembers when I first did, I think it was a Wrestling Gold Friday night. I used that, and I got copyright written, or warning, or whatever they want to call it. Saying, oh, you got to hide this and delete it, whatever. Speaking of Bam Bam Bigelow, that was Bam Bam Bigelow right there. Talked about him the other day. An old Lance Russell and Dave Brown. Yes, it's not good. Yes, this program was shown Saturday mornings, I think 11 a.m. And of course, in Georgia, we didn't see it till what was it, like 10, 11 or night. Yes, Big Bubba and Goliath. Uh, the Shockmaster and Goliath. The Big Steel Man and Goliath. Tugboat and Goliath. Holy crap, look at those young whippersnappers. Oh, let's not forget Typhoon and Goliath. Oh, Fred Automan. I'm sorry, I dig that music, that funky beat. Oh, yes, we got commercials. FM 100 means music. Nothing but. Okay, that was what's it, early 2000s? I think it was. I don't know if anybody remember, like 2000s into 2010s, like bands like what is it? Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed. I think it's classified. Shinedown is classified in that, and they call those bands butt rock. Do you want to know why they call them butt rock? I think I already gave it away. Anyway, of course, this is what I heard on another station. So at station during this time, pretty much most radio stations, especially in big cities, were owned by a corporation, and so they pretty much would have the same commercials. And one of those things for these rock stations was like Project 961. We play nothing but rock. So all these stations would be like, we play nothing but rock. So therefore, that's how the name came up to calling this generation of rock butt rock. It ain't got anything to do with it being trash or ass or anything like that. It's just to call the logo there, the tagline. We play nothing but rock. Therefore, see, learn all kinds of bullshit on this. Sorry, kids. You should not cuss either. And we're back. There's Lance. Oh, downtown Bruno. It's a downtown clinic. It bees that way sometime. But yes, the taller guy is Goliath, and the guy in the singlet is Big Bubba. You should be able to guess who Boy Tony is. This is during a time where the Adrian Street gimmick was popular. Adrian Adonis adopted it into the WWF. And speaking of popular, Boy George was kind of popular during this time. So therefore, they told him to dress in drag and call yourself Boy Tony. But his real name is Tony Falk. enhancement talent mostly, but they sacked him with this gimmick. Had a feud with Tracy Smothers, a young Tracy Smothers at the time, and I think I kind of mentioned it a couple weeks ago where Tracy Smothers called Boy Tony a English cigarette. Yeah, that was I think that pretty much ended his career right there. Joaquin mentioned where Goliath snapped his ankle. Oh, Benny Trailer and Jim Jameson. Now, you want to talk about an agile big guy? Fred Alderman, Big Bubba, at this point in his career, the Duke of move. Is he running down Jimmy Hart? Rough and Ready? Is that your favorite tag team? Managed by Nate the Rat? Rough and Ready, yes. Another underrated tag team. They made a lot of tag teams look good in Memphis. It bees that way sometime. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Just about. I don't think there's too many episodes of Memphis that I don't really remember them not being there. And yes, I will reiterate that it was Iceman Keen Parsons who came up with the phrase, Mama says it bees that way sometime. Have mercy. You got knocked the out. Yeah, I think the other guy in there, he's like, look, I just seen that clothesline. I'm scared. I'm good right here. God dang. Bruno's just freaking. Bruno could only work in Memphis, though. I don't know. I mean, again, I hate to harp on this, but I hate it when WWF changed people's names. This kept it with Downtown Bruno, not Harvey Wimpleman. There's a big splash. That's it. 1, 2, 3. It's academic at this point. Oh. God damn. Yeah, they were very good. Big Lou Winston. Oh, didn't have to do that, Bubba. Yes, Big Lou Winston, one half of the Memphis Vice. Central Appliance and TV Rental. I wonder if this place is still in business. 25-inch color console with VCR, both only $19.95 a week. I wonder how many weeks. Call them up, chat. 396 RENT. Wow. Now I did like the pop-up campers. We had one. That's tonight. Let's go. We'll be snowed in probably. Nice. There you go. If you have a vehicle keeps on giving you transmission problems. Walnut Grove. Oh yeah. I mean, y'all live in that direction. And who we got downtown Bruno back. It's yeah, another good tag team back in the day, Rock and Roll RPMs. No business in the ring. And yes, that is a young, skinny Jeff Jarrett. I think Jeff Jarrett's build weight at the time was 200 pounds. And see, this is a Texas death match. You got to answer the bell before the 10 count. And JE double F J A or JE double F JA double RE double T double J Jeff Jarrett. I get the hang of it. Now they're getting a whooping from Bubba and Goliath. And RPM is going to see that, be mad. It's like, look, y'all cost us the belts, boys. Oh, never mind. I guess they're going to help them out. All is forgiven. And the referee no, never mind. Yeah, I think I was about to say that's Paul Morton, but no, that's Frank Morrell, the Angel. Such a goofball. So 1967. That's when they started. Or started doing commentary. Oh, Randy Hale. Actually, Randy Hales has a live stream every Tuesday, and I think he'll do a live watch along for Power Pro, but I think he owns the rights or something like that of Memphis Pro or Memphis Power Pro. I forgot which one it was. But he does a live stream and share his memories. I watched a couple of them. It's pretty good. He's he's definitely hyped. I think that's a Sam Lowe. I think he's one of Eddie Gilbert's buddies. And I think that's Jeff Jarrett's grandfather, or yeah, Jeff Jarrett's or Jerry Jarrett's father-in-law. Oh gosh, here comes downtown Bruno with Bubba. Somebody's gonna get their face smashed. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, the fans are popping a little bit. Yeah, if there's gonna be a cake at a wrestling show on a wrestling show, you know somebody's gonna be wearing it soon. It never fails. Hey, yes, here comes Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis come out to Duran Duran's Notorious. And this is back. I get, like I said, they can use original or not original or um, regular music. Yes, can't forget the some of these wrestlers in the furry boots. Bruiser Brody wore them. Buzz Sawyer, Nor the Barbarian, who became the Berserker. He had the furry boots. Hell, it makes me want to go out and buy me a pair of furry boots. Except for okay, furry manly boots like that, not the ones that chicks wear these days. Oh yeah, the missing link. Here comes Bubba and Goliath. Had a feeling that was going to happen. Yes, Damien Demento. I think he's blading right there. But it almost looks like he's blocking the punches as he's so. And all the girls out there crying. Oh no, they're beating up Jeffy and Billy. Somebody help them. So this must be before Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond turn heel. Because Paul Diamond was wearing the camouflage fatigues. Oh, Richard Petty. One of the greatest NASCAR drivers ever. Hell, they call him the king of NASCAR, the king of racing, Richard Petty. Yeah, yes, before pre-back company, before they like I said, turned heel on Jeff Jarrett, and I think Pat turned first. Then there was like a loser leave town match that Billy Travis lost, so he came back in a mask, called himself BT Express. And then it might have been downtown Bruno's guys. Or downtown Bruno like said, hey, we're putting a bounty on Billy or BT Express. If you unmask him, we'll $10,000 bounty or something like that. So they had a 6-man tag in the studio on the TV program, and that's when Paul Diamond turned heel on Jeff Jarrett, BT Express, but Billy Travis unmasking BT Express, and yes, it was Billy Travis. Over the top. The epitome of 80s movies. The epitome of a canon film in the 80s. Let's see, I think that was Jeep Swenson in it, and I think Terry Funk's in that movie too. Yep. $3 general admission to see Austin Idol, Tommy Rich, a young Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler. Yep. Soul Train Jones, Virgil. Got till the third. Yeah, no. Ah, yes, the fabulous ones versus the sheep herders. Could seen that match. Well, when I was name dropping tag teams, forgot about the fabulous ones and the sheep herders. But yeah, that's a Jonathan Boyd, Rip Morgan, fabulous ones for $3. Yeah. Can't read lips. And see, that's a promo. That is a promo. God dang, Tojo. Sorry, I would at least watch that shit off of first. brother. Yes, just not a wrestling promo without. So yeah, that's Hunter and Bambi. And if he looks familiar, should look familiar. That's Dale Veazey. He was one half of the State Patrol. He was Lieutenant James Earl Wright. Of course, Dwayne Bruce was the other one. Buddy Lee Parker. He also wrestled at one time, I think as a Psycho or something like that. Had a hockey mask. Him and, gosh, I can't remember the other guy's name. Oh, it's Virgil. But yes, the hunter there is State Patrol James Earl Wright. Real name, Dale Veazey. Dale Veazey, of course, wrestled in the Georgia Championship Wrestling and stuff like that. I think more of a preliminary guy at the time. But he was a pretty good, decent hand in there. Oh, like I said, $3 chill missing, seeing all that talent in there. Yes. I was telling my brother about that. It's like, dang, if I was just a few years younger or a few years older. And actually talking about, Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia and stuff like that. They always had some good shows, and of course you still had the NWA come to Omni regularly. Yeah, we actually got to see the final ever wrestling show at the Omni. It was a WCW Nitro. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Jonathan Boyd and Rip Morgan, but yeah, this is the Sheep Herders. Butch Miller, and of course they unfortunately got saddled with the Bushwhacker gimmick, the silly gimmick, but they even said in their Hall of Fame speech, it's like, hey, if we know we can get paid and make a living, this go on the ring and walking like this and licking people's heads, we would have done it, 20 years earlier. So this was January 87, I think. After this, they wound up going to Florida. Then towards the, when was it? Maybe, what was it, September 87, I think, when Stan Lane got put with Bobby Eaton as Dennis Connery's replacement for the Midnight Express. See, a lot can happen within a year. But yeah, trying to think, was it, September, maybe? August, September of 87? Yeah, they were the blood and guts and moving furniture and all that good stuff. Oh, now you call it disqualification. Batter up. Batter, swing. But yeah, I think that they wound up taking this same feud to Florida. And Florida wasn't doing great business at the time. This, of course, 3 years after Eddie Graham's passing. I think Jim Crockett also bought it, and he'll just bring the usually Crockett crew through there, but and I think Stan Lane, Steve Kern, they both said the same thing. It was like at time, he's Steve Kern was kind of easing somewhat out of it, being part time, got into real estate. Of course, Stan, he's like, I still gotta make a living. Got a call from Dusty, and was made a Midnight Express. Became Sweet Stan Lane. Ah, that's one of those shocking things. I remember seeing that on WTBS when they talk about Dennis Condrey being the weak link and stuff like that. So we had to strengthen the chain. I think that's what Jim Cornette said. And out came Stan Lane. I was like, what? Yeah, yeah. The Bobby and Dennis combination was really good. I like the Bobby and Stan combination. Bob Holly and Bart Gunn, maybe a potential good tag team that could have left off the Midnight Express moniker. And during last week, I was watching some Southeastern, and they had Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. Of course, this was '82 or something like that. Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey was a pretty good combination. That is, the original Midnight Express is Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, and Norville Austin. Brother. And of course, Rocky Ford's Popular Time. This song was on the soundtrack, and out comes Soul. They sell this guy would call him Soul Train Jones, and Soul Train. I got it. And of course, like I said, people probably remember him more being Virgil, being the bodyguard of Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. Not the best looking Russian lace sweep. Should have watched a few more Brad Armstrong matches. Yeah, same here. I was like, what the hell's this? And I was like, I guess everybody does have a price for the $1 Million Man. Even Soul Train Jones. All right, Colin, get your subscription to TV Guide. I remember having those. New issue came out, what, every Tuesday? Or the new issue be in the mailbox every Tuesday? So basically, a year's subscription to the TV Guide was rounded up about $18 a year. Which I remember Wrestling Magazines was like 12 or 15. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch Memphis till I was able to get it on Superstars of Wrestling with Joe Penasino. Nice. Yeah, you had What's Happening, and I think that one was What's Happening Now. I think it was short lived. I mean, I remember watching like syndication, I guess, or how 36 or 46 or 17 you show the old episodes of What's Happening. Then once they got the finale of the original What's Happening, they would start showing the What's Happening Now. Yeah, the fallaway slam before it became used by just about every big guy. Yeah, sometimes not so big guys, or just a big or one of the considered big guy in the promotion. John Paul, he was one half of the original Top Guns with Ricky Rice in the AWA. Before they brought in Derek, I think John Paul left for whatever reason. Then he came back to Memphis, and him and Tracy Smothers formed a team called the Mason-Dixon Connection. One of those Buzz Sawyer inspired power slams. Yes, Buzz Sawyer had it. Despite what people might think about him after the stories they hear, he had an awesome looking freaking power slam. Or a sweet looking power slam. So yeah, basically, Jerry Lawler was feuding with both Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich was a longtime fan favorite in Georgia Championship Wrestling. Memphis, I think he started off like a heel one time in early his career, but every time he came back, it was a babyface, and here it is, the infamous posting. Mm. So yes, so here they did this angle. So therefore, uh, entered his huevos, or at least one of them. But I think if I remember correctly, the story really was that Jerry Lawler was going to get a vasectomy and therefore needed some kind of way to, because I mean, I don't think I never had one, but I guess you're going to be kind of out of action for a little bit after getting that done, especially in 1987. I don't know about now, but I don't think you want to be taking bumps after that, or not for till everything heals up. But so basically, they said, okay, did this angle so you can get the surgery and be out for as long as he needed to be, then come back. So that's how they kind of sold this angle or did the angle here. Smart stuff back then. Simple, smart. Every now and then you'll see them do that, these days. But another thing they would do back then too was, make sure people remember them, mention them on TV, have an appearance, phone call, whatever. Yeah, made for a good angle, and I mean this was like I forgot what the feud. I mentioned it now. I don't think it won the feud of the year 1987. I could be wrong. Oh, Alan West. Oops, went right past it. Uh, anyway, this is a highly talked about feud. I remember seeing it on TV. The magazines they kept talking about this feud, but the thing that won the feud of the year of 1987 was the Four Horsemen versus Superpowers and Road Warriors. Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat was first runner up. Jerry Lawler, Tommy Rich, Austin Allen was third. Brian Diaz and Kevin Von Erich was third runner up. And look here, this simple shit. You got busted open, therefore you put the bandages on the head.
they've got right now in the Southern Tag Title. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We've got a total of 14 matches. Fans will be there. You're making a point to be right there at ringside yourself. Davey, we got out of town. Yes, we do. And since wrestling is Tuesday night in Memphis, Monday night, there's going to be wrestling in Waverly, Tennessee. 8 o'clock will be wrestling time at the National Guard Armory in Waverly, Tennessee. You see the folks that are going to be included on that card. Soul Train Jones included. Jeff and Billy will be in Waverly on Monday, February 2nd. Tickets are on sale right now. Thursday, the 5th, Crowder, Mississippi. This will be at the elementary school. Emily Arthur will be there. Big Bubba, downtown, Bruno, Yamamoto, Goto, all of them in Crowder, Mississippi on Thursday night. Friday night, Dyersburg, Tennessee at State Community College. Jeff and Billy will be up there too, as will Pat Tanaka, Emily Arthur. There'll be a ladies match, tag title match, Battle Royal, all at Dyersburg at State College on Friday night. Friday night the 13th in Martin, Tennessee, there will be championship wrestling action. And this will be at the high school, 6 great matches included on the card. Jeff and Billy will be there early.
Yeah, I see a lot of high schools and National Guard armories. Now this is at the Coliseum in Jackson, Tennessee.
Jackson Coliseum. It'll be at 8 o'clock Sunday the 15th. Friday the 20th, Blytheville, Arkansas. On Friday, February 27th in Portageville, Missouri. And on Saturday, February 28th, championship wrestling will be in Jonesboro, Arkansas. That is the action coming up. Don't forget Monday night, Waverly, Tennessee. Tuesday night wrestling here in Memphis. Back in just a moment. Nothing like watching good actors in a good movie, especially when you can do it at home. Your feet up. But if it's music, you better keep your feet on the ground. But you need your hands when you watch him fight.
Oh, Sugar Ray Leonard.
The stars, the big events, they make HBO 87 the year to watch. And now you can bring it home for just 87 cents. Call this number and you'll see the box office winners and all-star originals, the chart toppers and the showstoppers. Call now and get the choice only cable TV offers. From headlines to foul lines, pop tunes to cartoons. Call 1-800-65 over 9000 and get home this for 87 cents installation. That's right, just 87 cents. So don't wait. Call for HBO 87 today. Use your feet to get to the phone, but your hand dials the number. Then you can watch with your feet up. Nobody brings it home like HBO in 87. It's the year to watch, and the time to get it is now with a special 87-cent offer. This is the water, stored for centuries below the surface of the earth, that is used to make Highland's Old Style.
Oh, Pat Tanaka, Paul Diamond, Bad Company, before they was called Bad Company. Tarzan Goto. And let's see. Interesting thing about Paul Diamond. I think he got his start in Texas All Star Wrestling, or that's at least where he got, I guess, his first territory push. He was teamed up with Shawn Michaels as the American Force. Yes, Paul Diamond from Ontario, Canada, was one half of the American Force with Shawn Michaels. Chris Adams showed or taught Paul Diamond and Shawn Michaels how to do the super kick. Um, I forgot. Was actually I don't know if it came from Shawn Michaels or Paul Diamond who actually said that though, or it could be just one of those rumors. But yeah, so they both wound up turning heel, started calling themselves Bad Company, and then went to the AWA and became actually defeated the Midnight Rockers for the AWA World Tag Team Championship. Was managed by Diamond Dallas Page. Then they lost the titles to the Olympians, right? Ken Patera and Brad Renegans. Yeah, he's Canadian, but by God, he was part of the American Force. But then Pat wound up going to WWF, formed the Orient Express with Sato, I think his name was Akira Sato. Then he left, went back home to Japan. Paul Diamond was already working as enhancement talent, so they couldn't just put them back together as Bad Company, I guess. So they put Paul Diamond in a mask, called him Kato, and they were the Orient Express. Oh, it's breaking down now. And I think Paul Diamond wound up being one of the trainers at Shawn Michaels Wrestling School. Waterbeds. Remember those? My parents had a waterbed. Yeah, waterbeds weren't that comfortable.
of Wrestling. Mid-South Coliseum obviously is the place. And 7 o'clock is the time. Now, that's an important one because it is a change from our regular time. But because of the number of matches, 14 in all, it is going to be a 7 o'clock start time. There will be a 14-man one-night tournament to fill the vacated Southern heavyweight crown that Jerry Lawler had to vacate. And we have some great names of wrestling that will be in there. You'll be seeing Tommy Rich, Austin Idol, Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis, Big Bubba, Diamond, Pat Tanaka, on and on and on. 14 of them, and that is what it's going to be made up of. 13 of those matches, and then stand by and shore up the Coliseum. They may have to build a new one after this one, I'll tell you, Dave, because it's going to be no time, no disqualification, no stopping. When the fabulous ones, Stan Lane and Steve Kern, get it on, and boy, I mean, that's what they will do with the Sheepherders, Butch Miller, and Crazy Luke Williams with Jonathan Boyd at ringside. That is all on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, and the prices regular, including a $3 general admission. Well, our 20th, we got by without losing a life or limb, I'll say that. I tell you, well, we did lose a pilot. Oh, yeah. Cecil's, they were so nice to protect. Those are great cakes anyhow. I already had my mouth watered from that son of a gun. I know it. Well, at least we got a picture of it, I guess. Yeah. We had quite an interesting day here. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis winning their match by disqualification. Big Bubba Goliath and Boy Tony won their match. Soul Train Jones got a nice victory here today. And it was the Hunter defeating John Paul. And then that match, the time just expired on the instance of draw. It was a good match going. The time ran out. Hope everybody will stay tuned as we'll be joining in progress the Mississippi State-Kentucky game, and that'll be followed by Kansas-Louisville. Till we see you next week on Championship Wrestling, Buddy Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody. The announcers of this program are selected and
Yes, another exciting edition of CWA in Memphis. Memphis always had pretty good programs, man. They always kept things exciting, and that's why, I mean, because even some of the matches, you know they were going to win, but trying to keep it competitive as they can, and then run an angle against whoever they were wrestling. In this case, Jeff Jarrett was in a match with two guys, and then Big Bubba and Goliath ran in, caused a disqualification. There's your angle. Now you're gonna have to buy a ticket to go see them two wrestle. And that's what and yeah, the studio, like I say, they had the studio brawls and things like that. Like I said, run angles on TV to keep people's interest. Therefore, you go buy a ticket. I mean, you probably see like the Expression of Time matches and but it'll be like a 6-man or whatever. But still, to see the stars against stars, you got to buy a ticket. Kind of what I was talking about AEW's Dynamite this past week is like, yeah, there were competitive matches, but the thing about it, of course, they got house shows or I guess pay-per-views coming up soon, but you did have a quality TV type main event. Kind of, I guess it shouldn't surprise me that who won that one, but that's how they made their money back then. People watched. They know who's going to win. I mean, as soon as a match was announced, they know who's going to win, but it was all about the angles and stuff like that to try and sell people on coming to the arenas. But like I said, that's kind of how they did it back in those days. Yeah, very, very much classic stuff. You had like I said, you had the angle where they get, Jarrett and Travis got busted open, so they came out, got attended to, and had a bandage on their heads. Nowadays, they just bounce up and do some super duper flippy floppy move. I mean, they didn't, Jarrett and Travis didn't just get up; they were carried to the back, receive backstage medical attention, tape around the head, and came out and cut a little bit of a promo. Speaking of promos, Austin Idol's promo, I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, that's what Austin Idol's kind of. He'll give you quality matches, but it wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, 5-star, match here. He wasn't doing no flippity floppity. He was body slam, elbow drop, punch, kick, figure four, or in his case, Las Vegas leg lock. But his promos was the draw. Excuse me. He was able to talk people in the buildings, and even he said in his interview, he enjoyed Memphis, but he would go to Memphis when Jerry Lawler's booking, because he was going to make money with Jerry Lawler. Once Jerry Jarrett came back, he kind of got regulated to tag team with whoever, and he's like, well, time to leave here, go to another territory, either be Southeast or Florida or Georgia. And I think he did wrestle for New York early in his career, but he left. Then he had a plane crash. And supposedly, rumor and innuendo, I don't know how true it was, but after the plane crash, because, he wrestled as Mike McCord, after the plane crash, he took on the persona of Austin Idol, blonde hair, bodybuilder type physique, big guy. But he didn't want to go back to WWF because he didn't like to fly after that. Yeah, I mean, after you've seen all that, it's like, gosh, I mean, I can't tell you like how many times when I was a kid, seeing WTBS Saturday night and seeing run all these angles and stuff like that, and then they announced the card, and it's like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Even like I was talking to my brother the other night about this. They would do stuff on Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and I was like, gosh, I want to go, I want to go. And I kind of stuck to him for a little bit. I was like, but nobody would take me. Understandable now. I mean, long story short, my brother's like 13 years older than I am, and my older sister is 10 years older than I am. And at the time, 10 years old, they were 20 and 23. I think they were both married at the time and, doing the adult things. So last thing I want to do is get little brother and take him to the wrestling show. Fuckers. Anyway, not bitter. Nah, it's understandable, for real. But, and of course, I mean, like I said, when you're that young, you're like, oh, here's Maysville and here's Atlanta, or here's Winder and here's Atlanta. It's not that far if you look out on the map. Now that I'm an older person, I understand now. Because traffic fucking sucks. Yep. Next month I'll be the big 5-0. And I actually got a compliment the other day when I mentioned that. They're like, "You sure you're gonna be 50?" I'm like, "Unless somebody fucked up on a birth certificate, yeah, I'll be 50." And it was like, I could I picture a 50-year-old, but you being 50 is not what I picture a 50-year-old would look like. It's like, oh, thank you. I have no stroke in the company. Oh yeah, you look 85 years old. Nah, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that, but must be me. Must be because I act younger. It's called a razor. See, brother, like Austin, I will say, brother, this gotta keep it smooth, keep it smooth, keep it all smooth, keep it all smooth, brother. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going that far, but I do know I do get one of those oscopies done. That's one thing on the plate for this year, and I do need to get my eyes checked. I mean, I can't see as well as I could have, say, 5 years ago. Like, I mean, if you watch this, there's times I'm sitting there squinting. I'm like, okay, we gotta change the font size on this a little bit. We need to make the words bigger. I've had to do it on my phone even for text messages. And but that's something. I mean, it didn't. My dad and my brother, I almost want to say, kind of hit them later in life. I mean, I think my dad was 45 or 46 when he finally had to get glasses. My sister was a teenager, and I think just about all my aunts, uncles. I know my grandparents on my mom's side. Of course, you know, I didn't know them till they were old, of course, but they wore glasses. Mom wore glasses. Somehow able to dodge that, but trust me, last week Wednesday I had a 300-yard pour. It started like 9:30 because of the weather. They would love to have started at 3 o'clock in the morning, but way too cold. But and the noise ordinance as well. So the earliest we could have started was 7, but didn't wind up starting until like 9:30 because the plant was all frozen over. But it ran slow, and after probably the third set, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel it because it's slow. Now the Wednesday before that, when I had a 600-yard pour, I felt it when I got. I mean, I was okay. Was getting sleepy, but I was okay. Then once I got home, I opened the door and tried to move, and I was like, whoa. Pace yourself there, brother. Pace yourself there, brother. Yes. During Wrestling Gold Friday night, we do wrestling 80s wrestling lingo, and that's brother. Unless I'm talking about WWE Raw, I'll call the Punkster brother. I'm talking about CM Punk. And yes, So other than nasty beer, I think we had a pretty good show today. What you guys think? If you're not watching this live, of course, leave in the comments. Was it a good show? Watch the complete thing. It helps. And like I said, if any of you folks out there know people like talking about good old the glory days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it's still real to us. If they still got that, those memories, tell them to come on, tell them to watch this live. Hang out with us. Yeah, what you gonna do, brother? Royal Rumble tomorrow? Kind of looking forward to that. I always like, I don't know. I always like the Royal Rumble. I mean, even though sometimes it wouldn't be that much of a secret who is going to win, it just, I don't know, I get a little more hyped about it. I mean, I like WrestleMania too, but Royal Rumble's is one of those, yes, let's go. I mean, the Money in the Banks are pretty good too, but now, that actually, I gotta, it'll probably be too late for me to do it this weekend. I don't know. I'll probably, yeah, because it's already Friday. The show's tomorrow. Let me see here. Have I ever done a classic wrestling reminiscing of the Royal Rumble? I know I do it for Starrcade and WrestleMania. Oh, okay. Actually, oh, yep. I did one for 88 and 89. Now I'm not sure how well people think I've improved, but if you think I'm bad now, watch those. But yes, I did one for 89 or 88 and 89. So I'll post a link for, there's 88. Gosh, I would hate to rewatch these. I'm trying to tell people I'm trying to watch these, and which could be, could work out. And there's 89. Crap, I can't. I don't. Whoa, that reminds me. It's I don't think Peacock has any of the old stuff anymore. No, it's all on Netflix now, ain't it? So I have to watch it on Netflix. So I had to watch it tonight, then do a quick video in the morning. Anyway, think I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting dinner time. I'm like we just talked about. I'm getting old. Yes, I'm getting old. Lights out the old folks home. I think I do got them on. Well, I might have had them on VHS, in which I don't have a VCR. I know I got a few of them on DVD and maybe Blu-ray, but No, I think it's all DVD. I'm trying to remember if I ever bought a Blu-ray wrestling video. I think I just kept it. Kept it as good old DVDs. But anyway, yep. Gonna call it a night tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're watching this not live, but however you watch it, what it's called, the replay, how or whatever. Appreciate you watching. Like I said, hit me up in the chat or in the comments. Let me know what you think. Share some Memphis memories or any kind of memories, or like I said, just be friendly and say hello. Let's see. Should I encourage any words of wisdom? Well, here's one. Going to actually kind of I heard this on another talking point, but I'm kind of modify it just a little bit. Living gives opportunity. Death is permanent. So don't let anyone or anything influence you in which the results will end up in a permanent negative way. And take advantage to all those opportunities. Anyway, there's my words of wisdom. Anyway, like I said, appreciate everybody checking it out. See you folks next week for Wrestling Gold Friday night. All you people have a good one. Take it easy. Be safe out there. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.